Hello and welcome, dear one. Now let's talk today about the Akashic Records. It's something that is very interesting to a lot of people. And I specifically want to look at the Akashic Records today in relation to the language it speaks with you, how you actually perceive Akashic information every day without probably knowing it. Because there's often a misperception that in order to access the Akashic Records, you need to be psychic, or you need to have special skills, or you need to be into dark stuff or something, so that you can get Akashic Records information. And this is not true. I actually like to call it the Akashic field, because that's really what it is. It's an energetic field that stores, so to speak, your soul path information, right? So when we look at your specific records, we are looking at your records, mainly the way we work with them, from your earthly lives. And this also means that when we access the information from the records, we're specifically, usually, looking for information that are relevant, like any kind of information that's relevant for you in your life today, not just out of curiosity, what happened 5,000 years ago in this and that incarnation. But when we use the Akashic field and the information, like the Akashic wisdom, as I call it, we want to use it for our growth and our expansion, our understanding of ourselves and our understanding of our life today. And this is also one reason why I'm saying you're receiving Akashic information every single day. And if you are trained enough, or if you are aware and open enough, you can actually see it, and then you can do something with it. You can use it to transform your life. You can use it to expand your awareness, your consciousness, and to create the life that you truly want to live. So how is it that the Akashic information is within our lives all the time, and we might not even see it? Now, one way the Akashic information is being shown to you is through your daily life experiences. The way your life is right now shows you what's in the Akashic field. It shows you your themes, your patterns, your blocks, your karma, your energetic imprints. Your daily life shows you this. If you open up to that awareness, to that dimension of your life. This means when you look at, for example, certain patterns within you, like how you are structured. Are you, do you have an easily hot temper? Are you very patient? Are you gentle? Are you wild? Any kind of thing. Are you fearful? Are you brave? Those kind of things. When you look at them deeply, you can actually trace and find why that is. You can see what is in your soul makeup, what it is you have brought into this life, and you can also find with different ways of accessing the Akashic Records, through automatic writing, through meditation, through using your intuitive skills, which we all have and we can all train, right? You can precisely then figure out and find out certain information about yourself and where they originate, let's say certain traits, and let's say they're traits that you would like to change, right? Let's say you get angry very easily, and this is something you really would like to change, and you don't know why that is, because you are drawn to gentleness, but still you notice that you get triggered, and then there is this anger within you. This is something that is stored in the Akashic field. And your life shows you this through situations every day or once a week or whatever, where you do get triggered and where you are faced with this pattern, where it pops up and you have to deal with it. And usually, usually we deal with it on autopilot, right? Through automatic reaction and response, reactivity. And then afterwards we kind of go, oh, I did it again, and why can I not get past this pattern? Or the same with if you choose the same type of partner all the time, and it's maybe not a very wise choice, maybe they're relationships that are not very healthy for you to be in, and yet you notice there is a pattern that I constantly choose the same type of partner, let's say. Again, the choice of this partner, or you experiencing those relationships, it's played out karma. It's played out, stored energy from the Akashic Records. If it is on autopilot, if it's not being brought up into the conscious light, right? Light of consciousness, and then being looked at, and then being made a decision about whether or not you want to keep going with this pattern. Because we can change anything if we make a conscious choice about it. We do not have to keep repeating old patterns on autopilot. We don't. And I know sometimes it may seem impossible to change some patterns. It may seem like our life keeps repeating the same patterns again and again, or within us, within our own makeup, or our own emotional responses, our own thought patterns, and it seems almost impossible to overcome them, to change them. And this is where reading in the Akashic Records, or the Akashic field, and accessing the wisdom can actually help us to transform that, help us to move beyond it by connecting with it on the deep level, like connecting with that information. Where does this come from? What is really there? What are really the underlying issues? And then seeing it pop up in your life as a communication from your Akashic field to you, because the Akashic field communicates with us all the time. And then seeing this as a loving guidance, not as something that is in the way or lurking in the background that we kind of need to forget about, or that we kind of hope will dissolve at some stage. No, we can use this as a lightful guidance into our own growth and expansion and evolution, because everything we discover about ourselves, like the path of know thyself, right? Accept thyself and become the creator, the 3 disciplines of the personality, as it's called in the Law of One. This is the path to becoming your true self. But first we need to get to know ourselves, and there is part of the identity that we get to know, like let's say us as an individuated soul or stream, consciousness stream, but then also moving beyond the identity into our true beingness, and having both true and holding both simultaneously as part of the one thing. We are the creator and we are the creation. We are the experiencer and we are the experience. Like we are consciousness, no name, no identity, no form, and we are Mel, or your individualized personality. We're both, we are everything, and we are this. And so with using the Akashic Records to identify certain aspects of our soul's path can help us to move into our purpose, because we can then discover patterns and discover signs where our soul has been leading us into a certain direction. And I know oftentimes we are confused about our path or our purpose here. Life can seem very meaningless, especially if we go through the motions of 3D, like tasks and functions, as in you have the function of you are a son or a daughter, and then you are maybe a mother or a father, and then you are an employee or you're a business person, and you have these possessions and you have this lifestyle and these experiences. And if you're only on that level, it can seem very meaningless. And I know if you're listening to this, you already look for more. You are on the path of consciousness development, of going beyond the 3D experience and asking for what is the purpose of all this, and who am I truly, and how do I express my true self through this identity, through this person, through this character. And so this is where we build the bridge from Akashic wisdom related to specific identified aspects of our soul's path, right, into also then expanding into more of what we truly are. Because we can use this information to get rid of all the attachment to our blocks, like all the attachments to our negative habits or patterns or energies that are still there, our maybe contracts that might still be there in the background that we're not even aware of, but we're still kind of living by unconsciously. And so by seeing all this and by freeing ourselves from this through processes of realization, of choosing our path, of stepping into self-empowerment and self-responsibility, and of truly forgiving ourselves and the other selves in past lives, in this life, in future life, this will free us to be absolutely what we truly are. And this will help us to create this life experiences to its fullest, like full of purpose and full of joy and full of love and life and peace and meaning and everything we want. Why? Because this is who and what we truly are, and we're moving towards that more and more. So your life shows you what's in your Akashic field. And of course also when you go into meditation or visualization and actively and purposefully and intentionally connect with your Akashic information, you get to see all this, you get to work with those energies and then integrate all of that into who and what you are today, but not to hold it there, but to release it as just one part of the story, right? One part of the story, and then to move on, freed from all that, what may still have been holding you back. Move on freely into the next stage of your evolution. And if you would like to access the Akashic Records for yourself, as a beginner, as a total beginner, I have created the Akashic Wisdom Foundations for Higher Awareness. Now it is a beginner's guide, step by step, where I show you not only how the Akashic Records work and how we access them and what gifts they hold for us if we use them, but also how they will speed up your evolution and your growth and your moving into purpose on a deeper level. So I'm going to include this in the link below if this is something you're interested in.